What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone is having a fantastic evening. We are back. The Meriweather and Scoop Show. Brandon, what's going on?
Chilling. What's good, man? It's been a minute, man. I miss you, dog.
It has been a while. I know we've been trying to get this going behind the scenes, but I mean, it is kind of the dead period in college football. It's spring practice. The end of spring practice. Nothing really much going on, but we can spice up the show a little bit.
Spring is where you get starters from.
There you go.
So I wouldn't say it's just spring practice. I'd be like, hey, this right here could be our depth chart.
So speaking of that, I'm curious. I think we have right now 11 players from the transfer portal coming in who won't be joining us. They weren't a part of spring practice. Do you think it's harder for them to make an impact on a team coming from the transfer portal and only participating in fall practice, or anyone just participating in fall practice? Because like you said, spring is where you get your starters, but we're missing a lot of players.
No, I personally feel like it's easier. And I feel like that because, for one, you ain't got as many reps to mess up. You know what I mean? For two, you got a bunch of downtime to learn the playbook. So when you come in, you'll know the playbook, you'll know everything, you'll be able to move fast. You know what I mean? So only thing you really have to do is not mess up, because they bringing you in and giving you a scholarship to see if you're a starter right now.
Right.
So when you coming in from the portal, it's like, yo, we plugging in a starter. We not plugging in, you're not getting, you know what I mean, all conference D tackle to put him on the bench as a backup.
Right.
You're not doing it. So it's his job to lose kind of when he come in.
Right. That's fair. Because, I feel like Mario Cristobal kind of evaluated the roster. He's like, okay, we need help at D-line immediately. I'm not running a full season with the personnel we have right now. So I'm going to get 4 guys from the D-line, from the portal, and we're just going to plug them in, and they're going to be starters right away or get a lot of playing time, because that's really what he did.
Correct. But so I agree, but I also think he came in saying, look, I seen what y'all had last year. You know what I mean? And I feel like y'all have talent, but no competition. So everybody, you know what I mean? If you ain't got competition, you ain't gonna work hard. Period. That's just it. It is what it is. It's very few people in this world that could work hard without competition. So I think he came in and said, hey, yo, you ain't got no competition. So let me bring in everybody who I can. I don't care what position, and y'all figure it out. So that's how I think he's looking at it.
I also think Mario sees it this way. Look at the staff I have. I got Coach Gattis, Coach Strong, Coach Steele, Kevin Smith. I mean, all these great assistant coaches. I don't think they're going to be at Miami, some of them, for more than a year. I don't think Coach Gattis our offensive coordinator. I think he'll get a head coaching job next season.
I don't. I think the only way I say he get a head coaching job next year is if Tyler Van Dyke kills it.
He could.
He could. He absolutely could. But he kind of last year too. You know what I mean? So so when you come in, if he absolutely kills it and the offense is a top 5 offense, and you know what I mean? So then you start looking at him and saying, because to be honest, Michigan ain't have a top 5 offense in how long? So
they're usually offensively, they haven't been that good.
Right. So they've been so do you what do you do?
Fair.
I personally don't look at him and say, yeah, that's the head coach next year. I don't look at him and say that.
Interesting.
I don't, because I look at him and say, all right, he's a great recruiter, he's a great assistant. Do he need a shot? Yeah. Absolutely. But we'll see. I'm not itching to sign him as a head coach.
I mean, to be fair, we're going to talk about prior OCs. Rhett Lashlee, he got the head coaching job at SMU. He was the OC there prior to Miami, but I think Josh Gattis has a lot more experience, and potentially, I think he's a better OC than Rhett Lashlee. I mean, we'll see during his time at Miami, but his experience does carry on at Alabama and Michigan. Those are, those are heavy titles in college football. Those are the blue bloods.
Right, but the thing is, you say, all right, we need somebody to outscore people.
Right.
We like what's the name? Leash outscore people. Like our offense, every game except one had a bunch of yards. Like granted, we ain't always getting the zone, but we had a bunch of yards every game. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying he's not a head coach. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if I'm looking at his resume right now, I'm saying, all right, well, he had a okay offense, in Michigan. Let's see what he do at Miami. Nah, like I said, if he have a top 5 offense, he out of here. But the problem is, will the kids pick up his offense as fast? That's what the question comes.
All right. Well, we'll talk about the spring game. We'll be right back. Got 60 people in the chat. I know everyone's dying to hear what Brandon thinks about the spring game, but the people do want their wings, wings, wings. So let's have it. Wings, wings, wings. The best chicken wings outside of the Orlando area off of 452 North Park Avenue, owned by Miami Hurricanes football legend himself, Brandon Meriweather. If you love chicken wings, you're going to love Wings, 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 owned by the man himself, NFL veteran, Brandon Meriweather. Got to check it out. Once again, Wings, Wings, Wings off of 452 North Park Avenue in Apopka, Florida. All right, we are back. Brandon, how's Wings, Wings, Wings doing?
Absolutely amazing, thanks to you. You know what I mean? Everybody come in there and say, hey, man, Paul told me to come in and check Wings, Wings, Wings. I'd be like, oh, tell my dog I said, what's up?
I appreciate that, man. I really do. So I'm like a big wings guy. Like, I'll be honest with you. I really like wings. I mean, what's probably the best flavor or seasoning you use? I mean, I'm sure you got tons, but the go-to.
Honestly, I think what we sell the most would be the hot honey lemon pepper. Like that's that. I can't even lie. That I made, and the crazy part is I made it up. Like I was just throwing some stuff together. I was like, man, you know what? Let me put this hot on there. Let me put a little bit of honey on there. Let me get some of that lemon pepper on there. And I was like, oh, all right. We need to put this on the menu. And everybody who got it, they love it.
Kane's 1989 wants to know, do you think about maybe another location? Maybe going to Palm Beach County? Okay.
Yes, I'm going to do another location. It won't be Palm Beach County, but yeah, I'm going to do another location. What my goal is to kind of shut down Wings and Things. Not Wings and Things. What's Trick Daddy spot? I mean, not Trick Daddy, Rick Ross spot.
Finger licking or
no, Trick Daddy. I mean, Rick Ross got a wing spot, Wingstop.
Oh, he owns Wingstop?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
My goal is to put one next to every Wingstop in Florida.
Ooh.
And make him buy me out. That's my goal.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I don't want to do wings forever. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Give me a couple of M's. I throw it away. Go ahead.
Hey, I hope that your plan works out. That would be great.
So that's my plan. That's what I'm trying to get to.
So Brandon, let's talk about the spring game. Honestly, I'll say what I had to say. First thing that pops up to me, and I think a lot of fans as well, a lot of drop passes offensively from our wide receiver core. I think there's 3 things that make you a great wide receiver, and add to this if you'd like or if you disagree. I think you need to create separation, you need to beat press coverage, and you need to catch the football. And we can't catch the football. We can do the other 2.
And blocking, you got to be able to block to be great.
Right. Well, fair.
See, I keep. So let me ask this question.
Yep.
Who was dropping the passes?
Honestly, the guy who stuck out to me the most, Jacoby George, dropped a couple.
And what number is
Frank
he?
Latson dropped one. I think
You gotta
Rashawn
give me
Smith
you gotta
dropped
give me
one.
numbers because I don't know names. You gotta give me numbers.
Man, the thing is, they always switch jerseys too. So Latson's number 8. God, Jacoby George.
Number 12
I think
or
Rashard
5.
Smith is 12. They all switch numbers. Keyshawn Smith is number 5.
Okay.
Rashard Smith, I believe, is number 12 or 4 because they switched. I hate this.
Cause I remember number 5. Number 5 gonna be a dog from what I see.
Keyshawn Smith. Yeah.
You know who he remind me of?
Who?
Andre Johnson.
What? Really?
Like when Dre first got to Miami, like Dre couldn't catch it like that either. So Dre was dropping a lot of passes, but the thing is, so this is how you're gonna know how good your receiver coach is.
Okay.
So whoever the receiver coach is, you finna find out if he good now. Because I know CJ turned a couple guys that was not too good of catchers into great catchers.
Yeah.
All with repetition and practice. So I get it, but if our receiver coach do his job, then that won't be a problem.
Fair. So that's something I think we need to. That's just something to keep your eye out during the regular season. I thought our OLine was a lot better. I thought we had a lot more time. I mean, I saw previous spring practices where our quarterbacks have no time at all to get rid of the football, specifically in 2019, 2020.
Right, but
they had in Orlando.
Right, but let me ask you a question. Is our O-line getting better? Or our D-line just ain't that good?
That's fair. And that's the thing about spring practice where it's like you have these questions where it's intramural. You're going against the same team. It's like, are we good or are we that bad? At the position.
But if so, this is how we always judged it. If our D-line ain't beating the brakes off of them every day, because regardless if you're getting the brakes beat off you or not, you're getting better. You know what I mean? Like every team I ever been on, we expected our D-line to beat the brakes off of. Like when we had our spring game, our coach wouldn't stop the ball on sacks. Because if he did, we'll get one play off every 4 plays. We might get one off. Because we was getting sacks and our D-line was on them. You know what I mean? So, that's what we wasn't allowed to blitz and we wasn't allowed to get sacks. So anytime our D-line got back there, they ran past him and he stepped up and threw the ball. That's how ours went.
Interesting. I think so. My co-host Ross, who I do the weekly shows with, he spoke with Cyrus Moss, who had a couple sacks, and
I seen it. I seen him.
They told him to not rush the quarterback. Basically,
why the hell do he got that ugly ass jersey number?
I don't know, 39 or something. It's
I see him, but I thought he was a safety rushing off the edge, man. I'm like, bruh.
Yeah, I don't know. But maybe, let's say he keeps 39 and he turns it into, a retired number. It's like, hey, you remember 39? That was Cyrus Moss. It's that marquee number, like you're number 19 at safety.
Exactly. But so I get it. But 39, let's listen, 39. Come on, bro. 39. You can do really 39? Like 39? Like not 38, 39?
It's like a kicker's number. It's like a punter or kicker's number.
Right.
Like a walk-on number.
Like, bro, go get 40. Like, come on, bro. Get 49. Like, come on, man.
I don't know, man.
You're on the edge. You rushing.
Yeah.
Like, go get number 1 then. If that's the case, go get number 1, bro. Go do something. Go get number 9. Don't get 39.
Or like 81.
Right.
Gamble. Yeah.
Right. But see, like, numbers I can see. Like, even if he had 89, I'd be like, yo.
Not bad.
But I honestly though, I think Cyrus Moss is a lot like I was when I first came out of high school.
Interesting. Okay.
Like I told him I wanted number 8 because that was my number in high school. But when I got there, I got 19. everybody was like, yo, man, I'm changing my number. I'm changing going this to go in the 4. I'm going to 22. I was like, man, I don't care about that, man. I'm going to make this look good.
Right.
So I really ain't care. So I can understand why he doing that. But that 39, whoo, he stank. That stank.
By the way, I think safeties, because we're talking about, you playing safety at Miami. I think James Williams and Avante Williams, I think, Cam Kitchens wasn't able to play in the spring game, but I think they're going to be very good, all three of them.
Absolutely. The thing is, though, one of them going to have to play nickel.
Right. Fair. Yep.
Like, one of them going to have to play nickel. And honestly, let me not lie. Nickel is hard. Nickel is a hard position to play.
How come?
Because nickel is the one position where you can't never cancel out routes. You know what I mean? Like if you playing corner and he line up 5 yards from the sideline, then you know it's an inside breaking route. Like only thing you can run then is a comeback that go outside. Other than that, it's an inside breaking route. Period. You know what I mean? So
fair.
But at nickel, man, they can line up anywhere and like they can run any route. Any route. It ain't no, oh, he broke inside. Let me jump to the inside. No, it ain't that. Like he might go inside to run a 7 to get more space. Like you can't see at corner, you could cancel out routes before the play even start. Like at nickel, you could never do that.
Who do you think would play nickel? Avante
would, yeah. 15? Yeah. Oh, well, Kitchen actually might be better because he from watching them last year, I think I would try Kitchens first because Avante a little bigger. He'll like Avante bigger than Kitchens, right? Well, he looked big on TV.
Yeah. Let's just
they might be the same size.
Right.
But he look a little quicker. He look faster. Like he would be more of the, all right, let me put him here.
Which player on the current team reminds you of yourself, Brandon?
I would probably say Avante Williams.
Avante, really?
Yeah. Because I wasn't as big, but I was super physical and I was real good with the ball in there. And I could cover anybody. So I would say probably Avante. Just from like I have never seen either one of them cover. Like have you ever seen either one of them cover?
No, not really. I mean, I haven't really paid close attention to it.
Right. So I haven't seen either one of them cover, but just from watching them, like zero kind of remind me of like more like I don't want to say Sean T, but he remind me of he a big safety. Like he remind me of Cam Chancellor. You know what I mean?
Cam Chancellor. Wow, I haven't heard that name in a while.
Like he a big guy. He a big safety.
Right.
Like, he's not. Yeah. Like he a big physical. He might get moved to linebacker in a little bit.
6'5".
Right.
Long arms.
Right. He's 6'5", like 220, right?
Yeah. No, he's a big.
Right. So could you like put him at Mike and let him run?
I mean, he kind of has the numbers of an edge rusher, to be honest.
You're right. He bigger than Moss.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a good thing to have, though. It's good to be oversized, in my opinion. That athletic.
Right. But how fast is he? That's my question.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll learn more. Last year, his first year, we'll be playing every snap.
I know he got long speed because I done seen him, with long speed. But how is that immediate? That's what Sean T was really good at. Like Sean T could go 0 to 60 in a little bit of no time. That's what made Sean T so good, and how smart he was, though. But let's not talk about that.
We're halfway through the show. We'll be right back. I got an interesting question to ask Brandon. Curious about his thoughts about it. We'll see you soon.
To compete also in matters of life.
How you doing, buddy?
You don't show my word.
Well, you might be in trouble today.
The Tom today is the best quarterback ever. But the Tom, his rookie year, wouldn't be the Tom today without Bill. So I would say you can't have fun without him. It killed my career. Like I hate to say it like that, but that is actually what killed my career. It changed everything for me. Like I couldn't, like the way I was taught was if the head died, the body died with it.
All right, we are back. So, Brandon, I don't know if you've been kind of keeping your eyes on the portal, this whole NIL bill that's been going on. I guess, players can make money now. Miami's been very successful in basketball and now in football, getting players to commit to the University of Miami through the NIL. They've had a lot of success. Tennessee, there's reports saying they're going to, through the NIL, they're paying a 5-star quarterback, like $8 million for him to attend the University of Tennessee. Basically, the NIL thing, basically players can make money. They make more money than other programs. They'll pick that school. In my opinion, that's what's happening. Do you like what's going on with the NIL in college football? I mean, Mark Emmert as well just stepped down yesterday.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I like what's going on, and honestly, man, I don't know. I think it's gonna be really good for college football, but I also think it's gonna be really bad for college football. Like, so when I say that, I mean, like, yeah, Miami is gonna do great because we're gonna always have, somebody that want to dish out a little bit of money to get a couple players. We're gonna always have that.
Right.
We had it in the 80s, we had 90s, 2000, early 2000. Right. We're going to always have that. But what about the schools like, Georgia Tech?
Right.
You know what I mean? Who they would have never got people like Calvin Johnson if NIL was out. You know what I mean? Georgia would have bought them off rip. You see what I'm saying? So, but the teams like Alabama, Miami, Georgia, Texas, Oklahoma, them teams, Tennessee, them teams are gonna get even better. So now you ain't, and I personally think it kind of evens the playing field too, because like before, Alabama had their hand on everybody choked. You know what I mean? Like now people saying, look, man, I could go to Miami and get paid. Like I ain't got to go to Alabama and get sneaking paid. You know what I mean? Because that's what they were doing. They was paying people. They just didn't have the NIL deals. Like Oklahoma paying people, Ohio State paying people. They just now they get to do it without hiding. Right. So I think I think it's gonna be both. And I think a lot of kids are gonna stay in college longer now because of they getting paid. Like the reason we were going to the NFL early is because we said, man, we gotta feed our family. But if I got $8 million in college, like, what do you do?
So here's my thing. I feel like, the star positions are going to make a lot of money, right? The quarterbacks, the running backs, the receivers, of course, linebackers, safeties, the star positions. But the O-line men, I don't think they're going to get a lot of love. Or the interior D-line.
Texas paid every starting offensive lineman $50,000, and every
Oklahoma. It was Oklahoma.
Texas. It was Texas.
Maybe they did. Okay, I think it was
No,
both.
Texas. Well, I guess Texas did it too, but
Okay.
Texas paid every incoming offensive lineman and every starting offensive lineman $50,000.
But here's my thing: the quarterback at Tennessee, the recruit coming in is getting $8 million. You see the
Correct.
difference? I mean,
Right. Right. But listen, it ain't gonna be too many people get $8 million.
the good
You know what I
ones,
mean?
the good ones.
Only person who gonna break that march is Archie Manning. Seriously,
I mean,
he
everyone says
gonna,
he's a stud.
Archie Manning will get 20 million. But what I'm saying is like I could see both sides of it. Like I could. But like seeing both sides of it don't mean, anything if the people who making the decision can't see it too.
Now, Brandon, do you think? Now, think about this for a second. You see, do you think people want their college football teams to win more than their favorite NFL team?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you think we can go ahead?
College football have more fans than any other sport in America. So yes, you like me personally, like I'm a patriot at heart. But like before that, I bleed orange and green. Like if I had to pick the Patriots to win the Super Bowl or the Miami win the national title, I'm gonna pick Miami 100 out of 100 times.
Right. I mean, it's what you bleed, orange and green.
Right. The reason is because so many, like you can't name 20 NFL players that stayed with the same team their whole career.
No.
So it's so wishy-washy to where like your loyalty, like college, when you go to college, 9 times out of 10 you stay in there until now.
Right.
So eventually, I think it's gonna end up being like the NFL, but not for long.
What if players get paid more than the NFL? What's the minimum you can get paid contract-wise in the NFL? Like the minimum salary?
The minimum salary right now, I think is like 500,000.
500,000.
Correct.
This is only year one of the NIL. What if players in 20 years, 10 years, 15 years, because I think the numbers is going to keep increasing.
Well, I think they're going to end up coming and putting a halt to it. They're going to say, all right, look, a player can't get more than $1 million because they have to.
Like a salary cap?
Yeah, they're going to have to.
Because if not, it's going to be a bidding war.
Correct.
2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million. That's what it's going to be.
Correct. But with that being said, yeah, it'll be a bidding war, but it's still going to be people who know how to move numbers and move things and get people paid more.
Right.
Like the fact that you don't open this door now is nothing else you could do except try to find a way to, minimize it.
So this is what I think is going to happen. I think there's going to be 2 divisions in college football. I think they're going to take away the established conferences. Because remember, I don't know if you guys forgot, people listening, Texas and Oklahoma are going to join the SEC. I think 2024, 2025, whenever it is. They're joining the SEC. I think the conferences are going to be gone, and there's going to be a division of the top tier teams, and they're going to play amongst themselves, and then a smaller division, and they're going to play amongst themselves.
I disagree with that. Like I think if you take away, so I think what will happen is that eventually it'll be like a 16-team playoff. I do think that, but I don't think you'll take away the division, because if you took away that, then you won't have the conference champions to put as top slots in the bowl. Like you won't have that. And that's what they kind of saying. All right, well, you can't make the playoffs if you don't win this, and if you don't do this, you can't make the playoffs. So I don't think they'll do that. They can't do that.
We're getting a super conference with Texas A&M and Oklahoma going to the SEC.
Correct. And then soon as Ohio State beat them, now I can tell you this: if Ohio State joined the SEC,
well, I don't think that will happen. But
exactly, long as you got teams out there that can compete, like Notre Dame Ohio State, USC, us, Clemson. Like, long as you got teams that's still outside the SEC that got a chance of winning, they won't do it.
So, speaking of the Notre Dames, the Ohio States, Clemsons, Alabamas, how far do you think Miami is from being at that elite level of winning the ACC title game, making a college football playoff appearance, and actually competing in games? Not scheduling Alabama, getting blown out in the first quarter, scheduling Clemson, not even showing up all 4 quarters. I mean, like literally competing in a football game and winning it.
A year.
We're a year away, you think?
Yeah. I think right now.
So.
I think
really
right.
hope so.
I think right now we'll beat Notre Dame.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would hope. I mean, that would be nice. Yeah.
I think right now we'll beat Notre Dame. We'll beat Clemson. I think we'll beat.
Clemson?
I think right now.
In Death Valley in Clemson.
I think right now we'll beat Clemson and Notre Dame. And I also, honestly, I honestly think right now we'll beat. I think we'll beat Texas A&M too. Like, cause I watched them guys play. And honestly, we're not as far off as people think. Like, I'm telling you, we're not as far off as people think.
Yeah.
Our problem last year is that we lacked discipline and preparation. If we had discipline and preparation, we would have beat Michigan State. Would have beat Virginia. Now, we still would have lost to fucking Alabama, but it would have been a lot closer than what you think.
I think our linebackers need to improve. I think I like what we did in the portal with our D line. I think it's a lot better than where it was to enter the offseason. I like our safeties a lot. Cornerbacks, I think it's fine in ACC play, but I think against your Alabamas, your Ohio States, that's where I draw a question mark, which is fine. I mean, like I said, this is year 1 with a new head coach. OLine, I mean, I don't know. I don't trust it against an elite D line. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know what to expect, good or bad. Running back wise, we're good. We're not great. We're good. Quarterback is fine, and receiver play is above average.
So this is what I think. I think cornerbacks you can hide. A D line you can hide. As long as a D line do his job, he ain't necessarily got to get sacks.
Right.
Because we could get pressure with blitzing, we could get pressures in other ways. You know what I mean? With scheme, you get pressures with scheme. You could find one duck and, do what you want. So cornerbacks, you can hide with cover 2, cover 3. You know what I mean? See, and this is why you never play teams like Alabama week 1.
Well,
is because you need to see your team and you need them to build confidence. That's why, you never see Alabama play Georgia week 1. Like, you never see Alabama play anybody good week 1. Like, they knew we weren't gonna be a chance. We ain't have a chance in hell too. That's why they scheduled us. You never see them play a good team in week 1, and the reason is because Nick always want to see his team first.
We got our AD fired because of Alabama. It was that bad.
Like, but you never schedule Alabama week 1. Like, you shouldn't.
Here's my thing, but like that's on the AD because Blake James scheduled LSU week 1 in Dallas, and we got slapped. That's
my point. You don't see you name another team that do that.
We scheduled Florida in 2019 in Orlando. It was a neutral.
We should have beat them. Yeah, we should have beat
coming in hot.
I mean,
both teams played bad, but yeah.
Right, but what I'm saying is
we don't do well in neutral site games.
No, we don't do well week 1 games against good teams.
Oh yeah, because usually you don't play your best football week 1.
No, you don't. You don't even know what you got because you done been playing against yourself, and nobody in camp play hard against your teammate because you know them. Like all the weakness of my receivers, I know all them. Like, only time you could get me to play above 65% is when I get mad at them. So, like, that first game, is to get your feet wet, to see what you got, to see which receiver gonna stand up in the paint, which O-lineman, you're gonna be able to lean to, who gonna blow somebody off the ball, who not. You know what I mean? So then you know who to help, who not.
Well, we'll see. We got Texas A&M, I think, week 4 or week 3. Week 3. We're going to College Station.
And 100% think week 3 is when you should have scheduled somebody. If you're going to schedule a team, schedule them week 3.
We'll see. I think I'm more confident about that game than going to Clemson.
Why?
Because I'm telling you, man, it's tough to win in Clemson. You got to be on your A game. It's tough to win. Unless they're having an off game, it's tough to win.
I won, though. You know what I'm saying? So I can't agree with you.
But you won in a triple overtime game. It wasn't like a walkthrough.
We was blowing them out at first. We was beating them like 26 to like 3.
I don't remember. Like you guys came back on a late drive.
No, so in the first half, we was up. We was up in the first half.
Okay. We
came out in the second half. We fumbled on the second play of the game on like the 3-4 yard line. They scored. Then we Kyle threw an interception on like the 17 yard line. They scored. So that's how they got back in that game. And then they got a little lucky pass over the middle and scored off of that. You know what I mean? And that's how they got up. Like it when we was beating the brakes off them. You know what I'm saying?
I remember that game because they had a receiver wide open in the end zone. And I think it was to take the lead. And it didn't work. Like either he tripped or like
the quarterback overthrew him.
Yeah. And he was wide open and he would have taken the lead.
Right. But then, like I get it. I get it. Like, and I hate point fingers. I swear to God, I do. I hate point fingers. But if we would have had a top 10, a top 20 offense when I was in school, we would have won 2 natties.
I mean, Kyle Wright, he got worse every year.
My point.
He had good running backs, though.
Yeah, he was getting some. He's got some pussy, and that was what happened.
Well, like receivers weren't. I mean, it's tough. Like his freshman year or sophomore year was his best. He actually, that was actually his best year, and then it just went downhill.
He started getting some pussy. It is what it is. He started getting some pussy, and that's what happened. You know what I mean? That the thing that's gonna bring down America is that slit between somebody's legs. I'm telling you, that would bring down every empire. Every empire you see get brought down because of slit between your legs. I promise.
So, Brandon, last question I'm gonna ask you before we wrap it up won't be about Kyle Wright. There was a tweet that said top 50s of all time in college football.
Top what?
Safeties of all time in college football history.
How many we had?
We had Sean Taylor at number 4. I think Ed Reed was at 1. And I think maybe someone else snuck in there, got in there. Maybe someone else.
And I went on there?
I don't think so.
I need to see this because how do I know?
How was Sean Taylor number 4? I thought it would be 1, 2. You know who they had at number 3? Eric Berry, Tennessee.
EB had a great career, yo. He did. He did.
Sean Taylor?
Ain't nobody have a better college career than Sean Taylor. That's
the thing. I keep thinking NFL career.
Not even Ed. Not even Ed. Ed didn't even have a better college career than Sean. But
how are you on the top 50?
I have no idea how I'm not on the top 50. I have no idea. Hey man, I've been getting blackballed all my life, man. You think it's gonna stop now? Shit. They had the
Hall of Fame.
They had the top 20 hardest hitting safeties, and I ain't make that. Like literally, like how do I not make that?
Well, they just had the Hall of Fame.
Jacket. Yeah, I seen it. Yeah, I seen
Kevin
it.
Williams, he was a receiver. He got in.
Yeah, I seen it. Yeah, I seen it. But
Okay.
DJ just got in. You know what I mean? So I get it. I'm on my way. You know what I mean? I'm on the way.
One day.
And did Kenny make it?
Kenny Phillips?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
What about Landry from LSU?
Landry?
LaRon Landry.
I don't know. I gotta look. I remember number 2 was this guy from USC that he played before. Like I wasn't even born when he played. I was born in '94.
Okay.
It was a guy from USC, and then I have to relook at the list. But they had 1 was Ed Reed, 2 the guy from USC, 3 Eric Berry, and then 4 was Sean Taylor.
I ain't gonna lie though. EB had a hell of a college career.
Hey,
what about Tyrann Matthew? What he
he was in there. I think he was in there. I gotta check it again.
Because I don't know if they had him at safety. I don't know if you classify him. See, and that's another thing with me too, though. Like, what do you classify me as? Because I played corner. I played corner and safety.
I think as a safety primarily. So was it throughout your 3 years?
Yeah, I played all 3. I played corner, safety, and nickel.
Where did you play your majority snaps though?
Nickel.
Because
everybody brought us out in nickel, so I played the nickel 95% of the time.
Yeah.
Only time I played safety is in base defense. So like, where do you put me? Because when I got drafted as a corner.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Patriots drafted me with hopes of me being a corner, and I just told them I don't like corner. I like to play safety.
Damn, I feel like corner is harder than safety.
Fuck no.
No?
No.
Then why'd you want to play safety?
Because safety get more action. I get bored at corner.
Oh, okay.
Like
who makes more money though?
Corners. Corners make more money. But my thing is, like, I get bored easy. Like if you go 3 series and not throw at me, I'm gonna give up a touchdown after a while because I'm gonna start trying to get the ball. I'm gonna do something. You know what I mean? But if you throwing the ball at me, then I play good. I be good. But the moment you stay away from me for a little bit, there go Brandon.
That makes sense.
So that's why I didn't. I was inconsistent at corner. Only time I played corner and I stayed good the whole game was Georgia Tech, and that was only because I was playing Calvin Johnson. I knew they was gonna come to me eventually.
Didn't we lose that game?
Yeah.
That was for the ACC title game. That was away too.
Yeah, we lost. Yeah, we lost that game because they moved me to corner.
Damn, you gave up that touchdown, the late touchdown.
I ain't give up no touchdown.
I thought Calvin Johnson scored a late touchdown.
Calvin Johnson ain't scored at all that game. Calvin Johnson had 11 yards.
Are you sure? Okay, fair.
Yeah, no, let me rephrase that. Because he had 1 catch for like 40 yards. He caught a hitch, and I was playing a slot, and I ran him down and caught it. But on me, he had 2 catches for 11 yards.
Fair.
I dropped the pick. They said, I caught the pick in the end zone, and they said I dropped it. And then,
I remember that play. They reviewed it.
Yeah, Choice ran up the middle, and Choice had 250 yards rushing because we had a safety that didn't want to tackle, and they just kept running at him. So the place that I was supposed to be at, they ran right there the whole time.
Yeah, I remember that game. Greg Olsen caught a late touchdown. Nobody touched him.
Yes.
That game.
Yeah. So hey, man. Hey, don't put this on me, my guy.
I'm not.
On me. I was all right. I held my own out there.
Hey, Brandon, we appreciate your time with the Miami Hurricanes. We know you bleed orange and green. You know what, guys?
Absolutely.
Hit the like button, hit subscribe. Let's get Brandon to the Hall of Fame at the University of Miami. That's his dream. If you, I don't know, start a petition or something, a GoFundMe page. I don't know.
Hey, it's crazy. I'd rather make the Hall of Fame than the NFL Hall of Fame. That's crazy, right?
I mean,
so that tell you I love my college more than I love the NFL.
There you go, man. Hey, that's only at the U. Gotta
only
love
at the U.
All right.
y'all.
Take care, everyone.
Yes,
Peace.
sir.